Welcome to Pocono, probably one of the strangest tracks on the NASCAR circuit. 3 turns, 3 different styles of entry and exit, and 2.5 miles of sheer speed. We are using the same package we used last week at Indianapolis here at Pocono, so aerodynamics is going to be something we say all day. 36 drivers like to take on this 3-turned track, and Pocono used to come here 2 times a year from 2016 to 2020. The last 2 years we've only came here once. Toyota, this has been one of their playgrounds the last couple years, so we'll see with the new next-gen car who has the advantage. The playoffs are winding down. 3 races left in the regular season, so every win matters. 2 playoff spots up for grabs. Who can get them in the final 3 weeks? And will we have a new winner to mess with our playoff standings? Let's take a look at some of the drivers to watch for. Denny Hamlin, he's won here 3 times, 2019, 2020, and 2021. He's won here 3 out of the last 5 times we were here at Pocono, including the last 2. One of them on the doubleheader weekend in 2020, the other last year. Can the 11 get his 4th win at Pocono? Martin Truex Jr., he has 2 wins here of his own in 2018 and in 2019. Truex, he starts in row number 3 and has a very fast car on the short run. He's one of the favorites to win today. Can that 19 get his first win of the season and punch his ticket to the playoffs? Speaking of playoffs, Tyler Reddick is 27 points back at the moment in that number 8 car. He needs a good day. He's competing with Chase Briscoe for the final playoff spot. He can do this in 3 races, but he needs good days at Pocono and Watkins Glen. Ty Dillon, the announcement was made earlier this week. He would not be returning to Petty GMS in 2023, and he'll be going to Team Spire to run a second full-time charter, most likely with the 77 team. So he is trying to get a win for Petty GMS, their first in the Verizon Cup Series. Ty Gibbs, it was announced as well this week, Kurt Busch would not be returning to the 45 car for the rest of 2022. So Ty Gibbs is now the permanent replacement for Kurt Busch in that ride. So Kurt Busch will not make the playoffs as we go trackside for the command.
Please welcome M&M's superfan, NASCAR Sammy.
Drivers, start your engines.
As the cars roll off, let's take a look at your M&M's Fan Appreciation 400 starting lineup. In row 1, 5th pole of the season for William Byron. He starts next to Denny Hamlin. In row 2, it's Chase Elliott next to Ross Chastain. In row 3, Martin Truex Jr. next to Christopher Bell. In row 4, best friends Joey Logano and Kyle Busch. And in row 5, Ryan Blaney next to Kevin Harvick. Row 6, Chase Briscoe and Kyle Larson in the lower qualifying effort. And row 7, Daniel Suarez and Chris Buescher. Row 8, Tyler Reddick and Eric Jones. And in row 9, Alex Bowman and Ty Gibbs. Row 10, Eric Almirola next to the 23 of Bubba Wallace. And in row 11, Ricky Stenhouse and Justin Haley. Row 12, the Austin Show, Austin Cindric next to Austin Dillon. In row 13, Michael McDowell and Brad Keselowski. Row 14, Corey LaJoie and Cole Custer. In row 15, Harrison Burton and Kaz Grala in the 16 this week. Row 16, it's Ty Dillon and Todd Gilliland. Row 17, Cody Ware and Quinn Half. And rounding out the field in row 18, Ryan Preece and BJ McLeod. Lowe's race facts, 160 laps, 400 miles, 30, 65, 65 the stage lengths. Pit window, about 35 to 40 laps. Only track with 3 turns on the schedule, and it was Denny Hamlin who won the 2021 race here at Pocono last year. Green flags in the air, we're racing at the Tricky Triangle. Here comes a run for Hamlin with the help of Chastain, and around goes Harvick off turn 3. He was running in 7th and making up some good ground. Let's see what happened to the Busch for the Farmers Ford Mustang. Looks like got light off turn 3. That's been the trouble spot for these new next gens. This is where the car seems to get really light all of a sudden. And around went Harvick off turn 3 and just made it to pit road as well. Excuse me, he just missed the pit road wall. But he'll grab 4 fresh, and it'll be an easy continuation for Kevin Harvick. William Byron takes stage 1 at Pocono. Second career stage win at Pocono for William Byron. He won here in 2020 in the first races. Hamlin, Elliott, Chastain, and Bell round out the top 5 in stage number 1. As now Elliott side by side with Hamlin, and around goes Suarez in turn 3, this time on the entry to the corner, not on exit. And let's take a look at what happened to that Tootsie's 99. It got loose. I wonder if it was air from the approaching Chase Briscoe that got him loose. This package also plays an effect in the Xfinity series, and that's what we saw yesterday. It looked like it was just air, almost like contact, but that maybe the air just disturbed Daniel Suarez's car and he went around, but he didn't hit anything, so he will continue. As now Byron trying to get around Jones, crashing the tunnel turn. Almirola, who had a chance to points his way in possibly, is now up against the turn 2 wall. Bowman's in the grass. Looks like Stenhouse just got loose and got in Almirola. The tunnel turn, really tricky spot for the handling of your race car. And Stenhouse was pinched by Almirola, and he got loose and got up into the left rear corner panel. And Bowman just spun out to avoid the spinning Stenhouse coming down the racetrack. Almirola's out of the race, but Stenhouse and Bowman will be back out there and continuing. Kevin Harvick goes from spinning off turn 3 to winning stage 2. Eric Jones getting big stage points. That helps his chances. And Tyler Reddick grabs 5 stage points in the number 8 car. That is huge when it comes to keeping his playoff chances alive. As now, can Haley keep up with Byron? Around goes McLeod off turn 1. And that brings out the caution. First time you've seen turn 1 have a car spin. Way in the back, Todd Gilliland trying to recover from his speeding penalty and just looks like got loose and got up into McLeod. The car got light and took off. The front took off on Gilliland and he clipped BJ McLeod, but luckily he was able to come to a stop way before he was close to the wall. Now Buescher trying to fight off Byron. Haley's in the wall, and the caution will come out right off the restart. And that was all a product of 4 wide through turn 1. Jones tried to go 3 wide in turn 2, and that doesn't work. Tunnel turn, really easy place for someone to go around, and Jones definitely clipped the back end of Justin Haley right there coming off of turn 2. Haley's actually taking it to the garage with a broken toe link. Look at Hamlin run Chastain at the racetrack, into the wall, hard hit for Ryan Blaney, and we have a stack up out of turn 1. Caution is out. And the big one strikes off turn 1 in Pocono, collecting half a dozen cars. Ryan Blaney, Ross Chastain, Kevin Harvick, but the big one, Tyler Reddick in the 8 car, who needed a good day to advance into the playoffs or at least gain some kind of points, out here at Pocono, pressed against the wall. Red flag is flown as the field is stopped in turn number 3. Chaos on that restart. Hard to see, but Denny Hamlin just runs Chastain up the hill. Is that revenge for Richmond when Chastain drove it too hard and wrecked Hamlin off turn 4? And for Phoenix when Chastain blocked Hamlin down the back straightaway. But anyway, Chastain comes down the track right in front of Tyler Reddick. Chastain clips Blaney, who takes a hard lick, and then Harvick gets rammed into the back by Chase Elliott, who gets rammed into the back of by the the 2-car Cindric, who gets rammed by the 14. And it was just chaos. And you could see Harvick spin off the screen and collect Logano, who got some damage. And we've seen Blaney take some hard hits. And Chris Buescher is stopped in the tunnel turn with mechanical issues, they're saying, and possibly a blown motor. But we are under the red flag here at Pocono. We'll be right back in 30 seconds after this message. Bubba Wallace trying to win his way into the playoffs. Oh, Kyle Larson hits the inside wall, and we got a caution. 12 to go. This changes everything here at Pocono. Kyle Larson, who was in a battle with Denny Hamlin for the regular points season championship, just got loose and off the bumper of Michael McDowell. We're at turn 3, and he hits the inside wall, and it jets the car back out onto the front straightaway. End of the day for Kyle Larson, the only driver with 3 wins on the season. Of course, that can change with Denny Hamlin and Christopher Bell both in the top 5. But we do know Kyle Larson will not be getting win number 4 today. He is out here in Pocono as we get ready for a late race restart. Here comes William Byron. He gets loose. Him and Bubba wreck. And Denny Hamlin goes from 3rd to 1st for his 4th win at Pocono. Unbelievable. 3rd win in a row for Denny Hamlin and his 3rd on the year, his 4th at Pocono. And he proves he owns the tricky triangle. Look at Byron just driving in too hard, and Bubba Wallace is an innocent bystander and robbed of his 1st win of the year and his playoff chances most likely. And now William Byron has gone to talk to Bubba Wallace on pit road. We'll see if anything escalates from there. But we'll update you that when we're done with our results. And here it is real time. Byron did not cross the line. Bubba came across in 6th, but Denny Hamlin does a quick burnout. His win fueled by Sunoco. Joe Gibbs ended up getting the top 3 positions, followed by Logano and Eric Jones snagging a top 5. Bubba Wallace would limp across the line 6th. Martin Truex, Daniel Suarez, Chase Briscoe, and a good top 10 for Austin Dillon. Those are the guys who make up your top 10. Second page, Corey LaJoie, Kaz Gralla, great finish. Ty Gibbs, Keselowski, Bowman and Stenhouse each rebounded to finish inside the top 20, as a lot of big names did not finish this race. It was a chaos fest here at Pocono today. Probably one of the best Pocono races we've seen ever with a finish like that. As you see, 26 cars finished. Byron, Larson, Elliott, 3 of the big Hendrick cars right there, all did not cross the line. Elliott's 7th DNF of the year, by the way, for him. That is just unlucky. See Blaney, Chastain, Reddick. That's the big one. Tyler Reddick losing all those points. Same with Almirola. And Harvick not finishing either. But nothing happened on pit road. Bubba Wallace did an interview with our team, and he said William Byron apologized, and he was really emotional that he didn't get that win. But here are the new point standings. Denny Hamlin has jumped up to your new regular season points leader, and it could win the regular season championship if he can beat Kyle Larson at Watkins Glen and Daytona. You see Tyler Reddick, 46 points back, along with Eric Jones. Almirola is now the must-win. 2 cars can mathematically points their way in. After Watkins Glen and Daytona, it's the 8 and the 43. Those are going to be the 2 we're going to be watching. And, of course, all these guys, must-win situation, obviously. No one's coming back from 300, 400 points back. The next race, though, is the Go Bowling at the Glen. We go to the 11-turn road course in Watkins Glen, New York, for the second-to-last race of the regular season. This is ASC. Hope you enjoyed this coverage. Signing off.